What's up guys, it's Marco Hanna and we're back in Singapore for another video. This time it's the new OPPO N3. If you can recall, the OPPO N1 was an interesting device. A 5.9-inch monster display, a weird looking swivel camera for selfie lovers, and it ran CyanogenMod or color depending on your liking. While it may not have sold in the US in massive numbers, it was an interesting device for sure. So meet OPPO's second generation, oddly called the OPPO N3 instead of N2. It's smaller, more compact, lighter, and upgraded in basically every single way imaginable, and it may be enough for you to consider OPPO as a true viable option for an Android lover instead of just an OPPO lover. The size has shrunken down thanks to a smaller 5.5-inch display. It's a TFT display for resolution of 1920 by 1080, which brings it right at 403 pixels per inch, and it's a really clear looking panel. It might be a little too reflective, but the colors and saturations are spot on. Specs have also received some major upgrades. We now have a quad-core Snapdragon 801 chip clocked in at 2.3 GHz, alongside 2 GB of RAM and 32 GB of built-in storage. But one of the trademark features of the OPPO N series is the camera and swivel feature. It now features a 16 megapixel camera with dual LED flash, and it also does have a swivel. But instead of doing it by hand like last generation, OPPO has opted to add a motor for the N3, and it's not slow either. It's a quick and very smooth and rapid motion. This motor also makes for some interesting features. For example, you can use the touch area on the back to control the motor, and you also can let this thing take a 180-degree panorama all by itself. You also have all the features from the OPPO Find 7, including HD picture mode, and all the video options including 4K UHD, 1080p, and slow motion video are all included. The size of the OPPO N3 is also more pocket friendly and more one-hand friendly. It's still big, but just not as big as the first generation OPPO N1. The materials are still at the highest quality you can think of. It's using metal on the frame, the back, and it feels like a super solid device in the hand. Another hardware feature is the addition of a fingerprint sensor on the back of the OPPO N3. The battery size is at 3000 milliamps, and that is a lot of juice, so I'll probably just wait until I get my hands on the OPPO N3 for review to talk about battery life. Now, the software has been finally upgraded to Android 4.4.4 kit count with ColorOS 2.0. It has streamlined a lot of its features of ColorOS 1.0, and one interesting feature is the removal of the app drawer completely. It's now basically a springboard setup on the home screen. It's really interesting direction in my opinion, but again, I'll just have to see how I like it in my full review. So this has just been the first impressions of the OPPO N3. It will be available sometime in mid-November, and I'll be sure to get one of these in for review, but I would like to hear what you guys think about the OPPO N3, so make sure to leave a comment below or send them directly to myself on Twitter to @PhoneDog_Marco. And as always, my name is Marco Hanna, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.